Well, hello and welcome to this channel. This is my very first video for my Love of Gardening channel. I have a original channel. The name of that channel is Much Ado About Something. Now, if you're coming from that channel, welcome. I hope you find everything that you're looking for in this gardening channel. I decided to just kind of branch off because I have a lot going on at Much Ado About Something, and I wanted to dedicate a whole channel to just gardening, and so that's the reason this channel has started. I'm glad that you're here, no matter how you got here, whether you were referred, whether you found it on your own, it just showed up in your news feed, or you're coming from Much Ado About Something. I welcome you. I'm glad that you're here now. Now, I've got a small city lot. Donald and I, we've been married 43 years at the time of making this video, and we bought this little starter home about 2 years after we were married, and there was nothing here. I think I've shared a picture. I will try to share that picture again at the end of this video, how this house looked when we bought it. You would be surprised. It was just red mud. We had one tree in the middle here, and that was it. And then everything else over the years, Donald and I have added to create the gardens that I love, my small gardens. And they're not anything spectacular to some, but they are spectacular and awesome to me. And I wanted to share them and just dedicate a whole channel to what I do, how I keep things growing, how I choose plants, why things are where they're at, and I want to share all of that with you. I won't get all that shared today, but I will share with you the gist of what kind of gardens that we have, and I'll be able to just share with you where they're at. Now we've got our house, and then right here on each side we've got what we call the corner gardens. There's one right here, and of course you see those when you pull into the driveway. Now this is November 21st, so it is fall, very close to Thanksgiving. Almost over with. Most of the trees have shed their leaves. So it's a different season. It's not spring when everything is full grown. But this is the corner garden here. And this corner garden has a Rose of Sharon over here. There is some honeysuckle growing in. It's got a white rose, or really a yellow rose, but it turns white when it's been on there a while. This is something that may have to go. It's a yew, and it came up on its own. Donald and I haven't decided whether we're going to leave that or remove it. And then we've got these huge Leland cypress that we just planted when they were just tiny little things, and now they are shelter and they are privacy to a point, and they look beautiful. So this is the right hand corner when you drive in. We've got this little garden. Well, let me share something with you in this corner garden real quick. We are growing turkey tail mushrooms. These are the brown turkey tail mushrooms, and we are growing them here in our corner garden. We've got plenty of stumps put out for them. This is the first year we got the turkey tails here on this area of the garden. I wanted to share those with you because they're pretty amazing. And then we got this little garden. It used to have a ash tree we planted when our children were little, and they climbed this tree for years and years. But it got a disease, and so Donald took it down, and there are reishi growing on this stump, little reishi mushrooms right here. It's wet, so they look a little different. They're a little darker than they normally are. And I've got angel trumpets around here because Donald wanted to spread angel trumpets down here near the road. They're so beautiful. So that'll be what's coming up next year. We already got those cut down and put there. And if you'll notice, we've got a lot of rock around our gardens. This is the border of choice for us. Most of this rock we picked up on family's land, and we brought back here to make the borders for our flowers, our flower gardens. Now, We got it from the mountains. There are some salvaged pieces of concrete worked in here. You might spot those. But we worked them in because we needed the support of that in this little wall right here. But this is on the other side of the driveway. We've got this on the right. We've got this here. And then we've got what we call the middle garden or the central garden right here. And we got that same rock border that we picked up from Family's Land. We did buy a flat or two of rock, locally sourced rock, and add it in here over the course of years. There's a lot of stone that's been brought here, but that's our border of choice. We love the stone borders. And then, of course, I'll tell you about each one of these plants over the course of our video. As I make videos, I'll tell you about a lot of these plants, why they were chosen, how they were chosen, and why they are where they're at. And then over here is the other corner garden. It also has the rock border. It has some new stuff that we planted. Of course, it's got leaves all over it now. And it is time for fall cleanup. We have not done fall cleanup yet. And of course, once we do fall cleanup and take out some things that we don't want and encourage things that we do, you'll see a difference in this corner garden. This little corner over here is kind of wild. And we've got white pines over here. We planted these years and years ago. They've been a good border between this house and the next. Now I've got a lot of plants and things going on here, and that'll be in fall cleanup. Fall cleanup has got, it's later this year than it normally is, but we will eventually get to it. This is elderberries. We plant elderberries because I make elderberry syrup and I like to harvest my own. I purchased these elderberry bushes from a channel years ago, and they are European elderberries, black elderberries. We have elderberries that are native to our area in the back, and we foraged for those elderberries. But you can see the fall cleanup has not happened here yet. We'll cut those elderberries back. We've got this old bed frame that we use as a trellis right here. I have some peonies my friend gave to me from her garden, and they are right here. And I've got to get those in the ground. There's 5 patches and a little or smaller bunch over here. Those flowers are beautiful, and I've got to get those in the ground before it gets too cold. So this video is catching us right here at the end of fall, and fall cleanup has not been tackled yet. And here's the center garden from this side. You know, I showed you the roadside, and then here's the center garden from when you're coming out of the house. Now this is a camellia. A friend gave me that. It was probably about 6 inches tall, a little start that she started off of her own bush. And it's just huge here. It's beautiful. It will bloom pink, and there will be beautiful blooms all over this. And they'll still be blooming in the fall, in the winter when it comes January and snow. This camellia will still have beautiful pink blooms on it, and you can see a starting of one going to open right here, and that'll give you a little idea of the color that's going to come from this camellia. Still, fall cleanup will have to cut back some of these things. These are new daylilies I've got to get planted. I bought those at the farmer's market, and I can't wait to see them bloom next year. There are a lot of beautiful things that I have in here, and look at this echinacea. Here it is, November 21st, and this thing is still looking this pretty with new blooms all over it. We've had a few frosts. It has survived, and look at it, it's beautiful. Now remember, our cleanup we've not finished, or we started just a little bit, but fall cleanup is not finished here. Now this little tree, I like to take these pots, like right here and right here. It used to be one on each side that matched, and I would plant small little arborvitae or just small little trees. Now's a good time to get them, now that it's Christmas or near Christmas, and they have these tiny little trees. This is one from the past. This was only about I want to say 8 inches tall when I bought this, and it was started its home in one of these pots here beside of the porch, and then I moved it out into the center garden. And of course I've got one here, and when this is cleaned up, it looks really good with the pretty little evergreens in the pots near the porch. This is the garden to the right side. Donald took a water hose years ago and we laid out our garden. He just laid out the shape of it. So this is an outcropping right here. The rocks are still under here, of course. But we need to blow the pine needles and leaves off of them. But we do have that rock border all the way around our flower beds. So this is the right flower bed. We call it here. And then this is the other side of the porch here. And the thing about this garden there are things that bloom continually in these gardens all here in the front of the house. So we have flowers, herbs, and edibles, because I do come out here and get the herbs. This is lemon balm. Lots been cut down. We had fall cleanup on probably about, I want to say last month, and Donald cut some really huge flowers out of this flower bed. And then over here we've got this, and nothing has had its cleanup, and it's a rainy day today. Now I've got this knockout rose here on the end, and there is an heirloom climbing rose right here. The knockout rose is red, and this climbing rose is pink. So there are a couple of roses in this garden. Here are the angel trumpets. Once the weather has hit them, once it's got cold and frosted, this is what you'll find. We've got to cut those back soon. And then there's this little garden right here close to the house that needs a lot of cleanup. There are more angel trumpets on this side of the house. And then going towards the back, there's a honeysuckle. Donald loves honeysuckle. And then there's a wisteria. Those are invasive. I don't encourage planting wisteria or Boston ivy. Those are 2 red buds. You can see they are loaded with their seed pods, which means they'll be spreading a lot of these little red bud trees around. And there are indeed a lot of them in my garden. Now I can dig those up and pot them and give them to friends, or just dig them up and throw them away. Over here is a beautiful little maple, miniature, just a little miniature maple. Its color is beautiful for fall. Its tiny little leaves are pretty, and even its little seed pods are pretty. It's just decorative. It looks pretty right here. And this spring, hopefully I'll get to share with you how beautiful this side of the house looks when the red buds, the wisteria, and all the other things are blooming. It's truly a beautiful corner. Over here are my perennial herbs. One of my favorite herbs, and one that I use a lot, are these comfrey, is this comfrey patch. So the comfrey patch is here, more rocks over here. There's the rosemary. Here's a red bud that's decided to come up. There are goldenrod. These are goldenrods. I've got to come out here and clip them back. More rosemary. There's a little patch of mint over to the right. But these are perennial herbs. I'll be adding more to these. Some of this, there's oregano out here and different things. And of course this needs to be cleaned up for the coming year. And I'll add to this come spring. There are several things that I need to add to here, the perennial herb garden. We've got a little compost bin right here, and then we just pile what doesn't fit in there right here to the side and let this compost naturally. And these are our garbage cans. Because we're in the city, we have garbage pickup. More of the rock borders. We will leave the back garden, which is mainly vegetables back there. A few fruit trees and things I'll share with you. We'll leave most of those to share with you in another video. But at this time of the year, this is what we see. We see there's seed pods on the angel trumpets. I usually just start them by cuttings, but I just noticed there's some seed pods. I'm going to harvest those and keep those. But the back is really fascinating in itself. It has some things. Now everything is looking rough. This is a rough time of the year right here. I mean, things are shutting down, closing down. We've got to work, clean up, and put some things, some beds to rest for the winter. As this channel progresses, I'll be sharing a lot of garden details with you, more about my style, how things have evolved, how I choose what goes in my garden. There'll be a lot of topics I'll be able to share with you on gardening, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm so glad that you joined me today for this video. I hope you're looking forward to the things that we're going to share together and unveil, the things I'm going to share with you, and the things that you can share with me in the comments. I want to thank you for watching. Hope you'll be back. And I ask you to subscribe, because that's how this works. If you'll subscribe, like, and share my channel, it'll help this channel to grow. Thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad you were here.